Hey everybody, and welcome to this video. This is going to be a first impression and wear test on the brand new Colourpop Pretty Fresh HA Tinted Moisturizer. I've seen a couple videos about it. I've kind of seen like mixed reviews. Some people really like it, some people don't. I don't know. I feel like I've heard that it has very minimal coverage, which personally for me, it's not my like forte, just because I do have a lot of hyperpigmentation and acne scarring and all that, so I do like a little bit of a fuller coverage to combat that. But however, there are times when I'll go for like a lighter coverage. So I feel like we're gonna kind of really see the coverage today, because like I said, I do have hyperpigmentation as usual, but I also do have like some breakouts and stuff, so we'll really see how it works on acne prone skin. My skin personally is combination oily. So recently it's not been as oily just because it hasn't been as hot outside. So it's more so like combination acne prone. I don't even really know. It just hasn't been super oily, but it does tend to get oily in my T-zone. Especially this is supposed to be like a super moisturizing foundation, or not foundation, it was super moisturizing tinted moisturizer. So I don't know how it's going to react with my skin. So I just really want to see what it's all about. I've heard, like I said, mixed reviews. Some people really like it, some people really don't. And I was just intrigued to see what it's all about. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, so I do have freshly cleansed and toned and hydrated skin. So my skin is nice and clean and clear and ready to go. Well, not clear. There are some definite breakouts, but it's ready to go for the foundation or tinted moisturizer. I keep calling it a foundation because I'm just so used to wearing foundations. But yeah, so I have two different shades. I did get the shade medium dark 14W as well as medium 12W, because I wasn't really sure. I feel like the medium would be more so like my winter kind of color, and then the medium dark is a little bit darker. I feel like that might match me right now, but if you can see, like I do still have a little bit of a tan. So honestly, like I might have just been able to rock either one. I don't know what the coverage is like. I've heard like you can kind of get away with different shades just because it's not super full coverage, it's more sheer, so it kind of works for more skin tones. So like I said, I don't really know, but I do have two to test out here today. So yeah, let's go ahead and see. Oh, but let me give you a little bit of the spec. So it is 1.45 fluid ounces, so you do get more than a typical foundation in it. I'm not really, like I said, I don't really wear tinted moisturizers that often, so I'm not sure if they tend to have more product or less than foundation, but this one has more. So there you go. So these are the two colors on my hand. This one is medium, what is it? This one is medium 12W and this one is medium 14W, and these ones were the ones right next to each other in the range. So it jumps from medium to medium dark, and this is the last of the medium and that is the first of the medium dark, just so you know. So I'll put both on my face, and they're both supposed to be warm undertones. So there's that. I believe in this line there's only warm and neutral. I don't believe there's any cool undertones. So y'all, I think I'm gonna go with the medium dark shade. I feel like the medium shade might, like 12W might just be a little bit too light, so I think I'm gonna go with 14W today. And I don't know, are you supposed to like prime with tinted moisturizer? I'm not really sure like how the process goes, but I'm just gonna use a little bit of primer because I'm just used to using primer. So I'm just gonna do what I'm used to. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this Cover FX blurring primer just where I have larger pores. I did use the Fourth Ray Beauty Rainfall Hyaluronic Acid Serum. This stuff is freaking amazing. It's so good. And I really like that it has kind of like a little bit of a tackiness. I mean, it's not as tacky because it has kind of been setting into my skin, but when you put it on, it does have like a little bit of like a gripping kind of sensation. I don't know what it is. Basically, it kind of feels like the Jelly Pop primer or the Milk gripping primer. It has that like kind of stickiness to it. So I really like to use this before my foundation because I feel like it helps to prolong the foundation. So because I did use that, I'm not going to go in with any other of like my gripping primers or anything like that. I'm just going to kind of smooth out my pores. I'm going to go in, like I said, with medium dark 14W. I'm going to start off with just one pump on my hand. So that's what one pump looks like out of here. And I think I'm going to go in with my Juno & Co. sponge just to try and really get as much coverage as possible. And again, this is supposed to be a light coverage. It's not marketed as like a super full coverage foundation. So even though that is the type of foundation I prefer, I'm not going to be kind of grading it, I guess, as it would. Like, obviously I already feel like it's not going to be up to par with my more full coverage foundation just because it's not a full coverage foundation, you know what I mean? And just because I prefer full coverage doesn't mean that this is necessarily going to be a bad product. I'm going to kind of rate it as it's marketed, which is to be a nice hydrating light coverage tinted moisturizer. I am going to say I do think it covered the hyperpigmentation pretty well. I mean, obviously you can still see it, but it definitely did kind of like blur it out a little bit, and it kind of just like toned it down. So hello, I'm just gonna use all of that one pump on the half of my face. So let me try going over it and see if you can like build up the coverage if maybe you do have problem areas. Honestly, that's not bad. Looking from this side, like over here to over here, I think that it just kind of helped boost my skin a little bit. It does look like skin. It looks very natural, but it does give me a little bit of like a sheen. Like, it just kind of looks really healthy and glowy. And then it also just kind of covered a little bit of that hyperpigmentation and discoloration very nicely. So honestly, I feel like for an everyday kind of thing, I feel like this would be really good for the summertime. If it's super hot outside, it doesn't feel heavy on my face at all. It doesn't really feel like I have anything on my face, to be honest. I feel like this would probably be a more better suited kind of product for like spring and summertime, just because that's when people kind of tend to go a little bit lighter with their foundation and their makeup, and they kind of don't want to wear as much. I feel like heading into fall time might be, I mean, some people just like a light coverage all the time, so I can't really talk. But me personally, if I was going to go light coverage, I feel like I would probably tend to go more light coverage in the summer and springtime, just because that's when it's hotter, that's when my skin gets more oily, and I just don't feel like having as much product on my face, to be honest. But I could also just be judging that on a personal note. That's just how I work, so take that how you want to take it. Now I'm going to move on to my second pump, the second part of my face. I think I'm going to try a brush on this just to kind of see how it reacts with the brush. I'm going to be using my Ultimate Blending Brush from e.l.f. This is my go-to brush I've been using with all my foundations lately. I've really kind of switched over to the brush life, or switched back. I go back and forth between brushes and sponges for my foundation, but I just kind of want to see if it's any different. I feel like I kind of feel like I like the brush more. I feel like it kind of gave me just a teensy bit more coverage. But honestly, neither side is bad. I don't know, I'm kind of here for it. I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing thing ever. I'm going to be wearing it all the time. I love it. It's going to knock out all of my other foundations. Like, this is going to be my new go-to. Probably not. Knowing myself, probably not. What I'm going to do now is go off camera really quickly, finish up the rest of my makeup, and then I will come back, kind of tell you a little bit more about the foundations and my feelings on the foundations, and then we will head into the wear test. So I will be right back. Alright, so we are back, and this is what it looks like with everything on top of it. I went with a little bit more of a natural look. Kind of wanted to do a look that I would do with this type of base, just because I didn't want to do like a full-on smoky eye or anything and then have like a really natural kind of skin and base on it. As far as everything going on top of it, everything went on perfectly fine, perfectly smooth. I just did a little bit of bronzer, blush, and highlight, and then I just did an eyeshadow all over my eyes, a little bit of mascara, and filled in my eyebrows. So nothing super like out there, anything super hard or anything like that. Just very natural, like I said, how I would actually wear this base. So yeah, honestly, I like the way that it looks. I can't say that it looks terrible. It definitely, you know, like I said, it did cover up a lot of the hyperpigmentation and a lot of the discoloration and stuff like that. So I really can't be mad at it. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it actually is. Again, it's not my favorite thing ever. It's not the smoothest type of base. It's not the most full coverage type of base. But again, it's not what it's really claiming to be. It's claiming to be a hydrating tinted moisturizer. And I think that's exactly what it is. I think that it's nice. I think that if you're looking for one of those like really quick, get it done, like put it on and go type of makeup looks, I think that this is really nice, very natural, and it's not that expensive. So let's get into the actual product itself. Let me pull it up on my phone really quickly. Alright, so it's 24 different shades, and there's 6 different like shade categories. So you have 4 fair, 4 light, 4 medium, 4 medium dark, 4 dark, and then 4 deep dark. So 6 shade categories, 4 shades in each category. So that's not really bad. And again, it is a kind of lighter coverage. So like I said in the beginning of the video, I feel like because it is a bit of a lighter coverage that you can kind of get away with not having your exact match a little bit more than if it was like a fuller coverage foundation. And I did misspeak earlier. There is a shade in between my medium 12W and medium dark 14W. There is a 13W in between. I'm not sure why I didn't get the 13W. Maybe I just didn't see it, or I was just going too fast or something. But yeah, there is another shade in between those two. But I feel like I could have gone even darker. I could have gone a little bit darker in the medium darks, because I still feel like this is just a little bit too light for me, but it's doable, like I said. So yeah, 24 shades. It's $14 each, and the claims are, where are the claims? I don't know, it just says on here, honestly, it just says show more skin. This hydrating tinted moisturizer has skin perfecting lightweight coverage for fresh, healthy looking skin. So they're not really claiming much other than it being hydrating, skin perfecting, and light coverage. So I mean, I wouldn't say it's skin perfecting. Maybe it would be skin perfecting if you had perfect skin, but I think it helps to get it a little bit closer to perfect. Like if you have, I feel like if maybe you had like redness or just a little bit of slight discoloration or anything like that, maybe it would be a little bit better. But because I do have very like deeper hyperpigmentation, stuff like that, I think that it did help with it. It did help to kind of even it out and make it look a little bit better. but I mean, I don't have perfect skin, and I don't ever think I will have perfect skin, and I don't expect my makeup products to make me have perfect skin. I feel like that's just an unattainable kind of goal for me to set on any kind of product. So they do help me to improve the look of my skin, and I do think that this did that. It did help improve the look of my skin and my acne scarring and all of that, but I would never say my skin is perfect, and I would never expect a product to make it look perfect. So I'm just gonna take the skin perfecting like lightly, not like actually perfect your skin, but it does help to make it look better, so I'll take it as that. The claims are good. The shade range is decent. I mean, I like the fact that it's very even across the board. No specific like skin tone category got more shades than any other. It's very even across the board. You have, you know, your lights, your darks, your deeps, your deep darks, your medium darks, all those things. Your medium lights, I don't know what they are, but yeah. So you have a lighter end of your spectrum and a darker end of your spectrum in each category, so I feel like you can find something in between. And again, there are no cool tones, there's just warms and neutrals in this shade range, just so you are aware. But I do have a warmer skin tone, so for me that's not negative, because I wouldn't go for a cool, so that's just me. So those are all the specs for the actual foundation itself. Alright, I just wanted to hop back on really quickly and let you know that there were a couple of claims that were not on the website, but it is on the actual packaging. So this is dermatologist tested, oil-free, gluten-free, paraben-free, and vegan. And it has hyaluronic acid, which is known to hydrate and support healthy looking skin, as well as coconut water, which is known to support hydration and skin softness. And it says that it's supposed to be ideal for all skin types. So those were all of the claims that were not on the website, but that are on the actual packaging itself, or just maybe I just didn't see it on the website. So yeah, it does have hyaluronic acid and coconut water, so it's supposed to be super moisturizing, and there's supposed to be no oils. So yeah, because I was looking at the packaging and I saw that, I just wanted to hop on really quickly and say those claims and let you guys know that those are additional claims that are being made for this product as well. So yeah, all right, back to what we were doing. So bye. So again, it is 1.45 fluid ounces, so almost a half a bottle more of any standard foundation size. So you are getting a lot of product in here, and it's only $14. I did see that they're only available on Colourpop.com. I think people were asking on their Instagram if it's going to be available at Ulta, and it just said it's only available at Colourpop.com. Not sure if that's going to change in the future, but I don't think Colourpop, I'm pretty sure they don't sell any of their foundations at Ulta, so I wouldn't expect this to be any different than any of the other ones. It claims to be a lightweight, light coverage, and you know, has a little bit of coverage, but it's not going to cover everything, and that's exactly what it is, and that's exactly what I would expect it to be, because that's all that they're claiming to be. So I think it's good for what it is, and if that's what you like, I think you're gonna love it. If that's not what you like and you like a fuller coverage, then this is probably not going to be for you, and it's probably not going to be something that you are going to be wearing on the daily or be like, you know, pulling for all the time. Like me, again, like I said, I probably won't be pulling for it all the time. I definitely could see this being like a day-to-day foundation if you are wanting a more natural kind of lightweight kind of look. So I think perfect for like school or perfect for work or anything like that. I personally do like a full-on look no matter where I'm going, so I don't really, you know, I'll do a full coverage like beat face, and I'm going to work, and I'm like perfectly fine with that. But for those of you that maybe can't get away with that, I think this is a good like natural kind of everyday type of product. So I feel like I'm just kind of repeating the same things over and over in this video, so let's just end it here and move on to the wear test. The time right now is 1:45, so pretty late in the day. I was trying to get this started earlier on, but stuff happened and here we are. So it's 1:45. That's the time we're going to start this wear test at, and I'm going to try and wear it for a pretty decent amount of time throughout the day, kind of see how it wears, if there's any fading, any, you know, makes me really oily, anything like that. We'll see how it progresses throughout the day. So I will see you in a second for an update. Alright, so the time is now 1:11 at, well, in the morning. So it's been just about a little bit under 12 hours. I'm sorry if I'm speaking really low. My boyfriend is sleeping back there and I don't want to be too loud, so hopefully it's not super duper low, but it is pretty late at night. So it's been a very long day. I meant to do a check-in earlier on. I just have not been home. I got home and I was cooking, and I was like cooking till like 12, and then I was watching some Love Island, and I was like, you know what, let me just do this freaking check-in, and that way I can just take all my makeup off and go to sleep. And yeah, I almost didn't do this check-in. I almost was just like, you know what, I'll do the wear test another day, but I figured it's been about 12 hours. I might as well show you guys how it's looked. So this is just me going through like a regular day of life, I guess. You know, I have been touching my face. You know, I've had like my hand, like my face on my hand, like resting my head on my hand and stuff like that. So there has definitely been a lot of fading. There is just a little bit of oiliness, honestly, nothing that terrible. It wasn't that hot today. It was pretty actually cool compared to what it's been in the past couple of days. I think it was in like the 60s today, which is awesome. Like, yes, thank goodness, we're ready for the fall weather. Goodbye hot weather, don't come back. But yeah, so it wasn't like super hot outside, so I wasn't expecting anything like crazy, like sweaty or anything like that. Yeah, honestly, it's not amazing. Nothing that I would like write home about. It's not terrible, like, you know, I think that there is just a little bit of mascara fallout underneath my eyes. My under eyes, like the concealer and powder, look very like dry under here, but the other areas of my face definitely still look hydrated. Like I said, there was a lot of fading on my face, so a lot of areas just kind of don't even have that much makeup. I feel like most of the makeup stayed in like the center of my face, and then the outer portions kind of faded off throughout the day. So honestly, like I said, not amazing, not terrible, not something that I would reach for on the day-to-day, or just something that's really up my alley. This product itself is not something that I'll probably reach for over my Pure 4-in-1 Selfie foundation or my Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation. Those are the ones I've been really liking recently, and those are like the two that I've kind of been reaching for the most. So I just really like the coverage on them. I think maybe if you want a little bit more coverage, maybe you could do like half a pump of this, like a little bit of foundation if you wanted to maybe sheer out a foundation, or just add a little bit more coverage to this product. But I feel like that's kind of like defeating the purpose. Either you want a full coverage foundation or you don't. So I don't know. I mean, you can obviously, yeah, mix it, but I feel like the purpose of this is to be a tinted moisturizer. It's to be something to wear on its own, to be lightweight, to be light coverage, and just to be a more natural type of product. So in that case, I think like I said before at the beginning of this video, I think that it does do what it claims to do. I don't think it is anything less than what it says, that what Colourpop says that it's gonna be. But also don't come in here, like, don't come in with the mindset thinking it's gonna be super full coverage and super amazing and all that, because it's like not that full coverage. I think if you have really good skin, this would be amazing. Like if I had perfect skin, I feel like I would love this product, because I wouldn't want all that coverage or like really need all the coverage. But I feel like I do need a fuller coverage because I do have a lot of problem areas on my face. So for me, this is not like the type of thing that I would personally go for, but to each his own. I feel like for what it is. It's a good product, and that's all I can really rate it on. So hopefully you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Let me know down below in the comments what other videos you guys want to see, what other content you want from me, and definitely make sure to subscribe to see more content from me coming in the near future. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to sit here with me and watch the content that I'm creating for you. I really do appreciate it. So thank you again, and hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.